Crypto meme coins are going absolutely crazy, and honestly, in a bull market, this is something you do not want to miss. And so in today's video, I'll talk about some of my top meme coins, but most importantly, how I go about finding them, how I go about buying them, and also when I sell. Honestly, this is one of the sectors where you can make a crazy amount of money very fast, but you can also lose everything very fast. But if this is something you're interested in, make sure you press that like button. And as I said, it's scary, but it can be a very fun ride. So let's start us by saying there's a ton of meme coins out there. I guess tons of different ones get launched every single day. I'm guessing it's in the hundreds, many of which are pure scams. But if you go to places like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, you're only gonna see some of the biggest. You might say, oh, Dusty, but there's 4 pages. Yeah, but I think 4 pages worth of coins might be made every single day. It's literally crazy. And just to give you guys some indication of how huge this is, Dogecoin has a market cap, meaning the total amount of coins times the price per coin, of $13 billion. Shiba Inu, the second biggest meme coin, $6 billion. And right now, BONK, which has grown a lot over the past weeks or so, you can see it's up 55% this week and is worth about $1.1 billion. It's pretty crazy. But a little fun fact, this corgi right here and this BONK only came into existence quite recently. 𝗕𝗃 used to be significantly more on top, but that's the thing. 𝗕𝗃 was a coin of the last run. I think May of 2023, there was all of a sudden a crazy meme rush with 𝗕𝗃 at the head of it. And all of a sudden now, I guess in December of 2023, we had a crazy rush, and I think even November already, for BONK. 𝗕𝗃 being on Ethereum, BONK being on Solana. There's a couple things to note here. Almost nobody knows very much up front when a new meme coin season starts, and right now seems to be the time for meme coins to do pretty well. And nobody knows which of those coins, which perhaps were worth nothing for the longest amount of time, are all of a sudden going to rise, unless there's crazy amounts of manipulation. If you do not know, Solana, they launched phones. And everybody who bought a phone got $10 worth of this coin. And so there's speculation that this was an artificial pump to get people to buy those phones to then drop the price back down, basically as an investment. And I mean, the phones are sold out. So if that was the true intention, it did work out quite nicely. But anyway, a little bit ago, this was trading for nearly nothing. And all of a sudden, now it's worth $1 billion with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of volume every single day. So how did you find this one early? Would I have bought it if I knew? What differentiates this from the rest? So let's tackle the last one first. What differentiates BONK from the rest? And I would like to tell you it's fundamentally something, but it's not. For the most part, all these are pretty useless. They're, okay, for the most part, right? All these are useless. It's all about the narrative. And there are a couple of differences though. Some have a different name, obviously. They're built on a different chain, some being on Ethereum, some being on AVAX, some being on Solana. Solana being most popular right now, but BRC, so coins on Bitcoin, are also starting to pick up steam. And I'm putting a lot of time into understanding more about the Bitcoin ecosystem, because honestly, buying coins on there is by far significantly more difficult than buying them on Solana or Ethereum. For Ethereum, it can be as simple as just downloading MetaMask or OKX's Web3 wallet or Trust wallet, Coinbase wallet. And for Solana, okay, so let's quickly do a couple steps back. I'm doing a couple things through each other now. I wanted to say these coins are on different chains, all with their good and bad sides. Bitcoins being that it's a very new step for a lot of people. Ethereum being that it's very expensive. And Solana, it's pretty new, so it's pretty hot because people, if they want to buy $100 worth of a meme coin, they don't want to spend $40 on Ethereum gas fees, which is basically you have to buy it, you need to pay $20. To sell it, you need to pay $30, for example. It's just not worth it if you're only trying to go in with $100 because then you're paying 50% in fees. And on Solana, let's just say it costs 2 cents. So if you're playing with $100, it's a lot more efficient. And just as a quick note, if you're wondering which wallets, before we dive into where to find it, and if you didn't, by the way, yet, make sure you go ahead and press that like button on the video. I'd say for Ethereum coins and AVAX, I'd probably use MetaMask or Trust Wallet, but mostly MetaMask is the one I'd use. For Solana, I'd, for the most part, go for Phantom Wallet. Just go to the Twitter if you want to find the official links. For Bitcoin, I'd probably use Unisat Wallet. It kind of depends. And if you're into Cosmos, I don't really think there's meme coins too much on there, but I'd probably use Leap Wallet. and there's some overlap. My list of wallets that I use is pretty big. I also use OKX wallet, XVerse, Keplr, Coinbase wallet, ArgentX. But for the most part, the ones I just mentioned are the ones you will need for nearly anything. Anyway, talking about where to find them. There are 3 of the most prominent ways. There are places like dextools.io, Dex Screener, and different platforms that just showcase the price action of things that are not necessarily listed on CoinMarketCap yet, that are not so big, that are just launched and just hyped up. For example, you might know that I bought into multiple of the coins. Byte, we talked about that I bought in. 𝗕𝗏, you guys know I have that. And a couple of these coins I bought into. Why? Well, that's basically point number 2. But point number 1 is you just buy whenever things kind of pop up here. And that's like a momentum investment play where you notice coins are doing well. So you're trying to buy in for a quick flip. Knowing that something is doing well and it just launched, for example, you try to buy in quickly and try to sell quickly afterwards as well. Because the moment, and this is for the people who know how to use a decentralized wallet, if you do not, just know that the meme coin you're buying has already gained thousands of %. So people that started with $100 are already in the millions of dollars the moment you get to buy. And so most of the time, the maximum it'll do at that point is like a 10x. If you buy it before though, you've got potential that you buy it today and tomorrow you wake up with $5 million in your account. Anyway, so sometimes I do that. I just scroll through this list and I kind of cross-reference this over to Twitter. For example, this one I bought, you guys know about it, and that's just kind of how I roll. Thing is though, it's pretty risky to buy from this because very often if they're in the hot pairs or whatnot, they might have already gone up a lot or maybe they manipulated and whatnot. So for the most part, I just tell people, become somebody who knows their stuff. And that might sound kind of strange, but it's very hard to outcompete the rest of the internet. And so that's not the goal. You work together with people who also are willing to put in effort and you try to find things together. I've said that many times, which is why I said we need to start a cool group of sorts where people can bundle their forces. But for right now, I just highly recommend going as much as you can into different Telegram groups, different Discord groups, and just kind of lurking around over on Twitter because that's where I find most of the gems as well. Now, that's point number 2, right? Which is the different groups. Point number 3 is friends of friends. The moment you find one good gem that your other people got into, this is if you find them in groups as a first stage, then, and again, you might find those groups because you were in one of the coins that you, for example, found on a platform like this. This is Dex Tools, if you're wondering. And so as you find a coin there, you join the community, for example, on Twitter. Then if a lot of you guys make money together or you're all talking about the same thing, perhaps you'll find some more groups where people are talking about the next big thing, for example, and it'll take some time to analyze. I don't recommend putting money into everything you see, just kind of seeing who knows their stuff, who might have some inside info or who has spotted trends. It might take some time. And of course, at the end of the day, it is for a very good part about luck if you don't know what you're doing. But like I was saying, at that point, you'll start to get a little grasp of which people know how to buy in like maniacs. And it's interesting to me. Whenever I join some of my friends as Hong Kong or Chinese groups, it's interesting to me how crazy these guys are on just full degenerate mode and how in the West we're a lot more careful. But obviously, scared money don't make no money. If you really are kind of crazy on the meme coin stuff, in a good market like now, it's pretty hard to lose. But you've got to be there early, you got to try hard. But most things that launch, they do end up making money if they've got a little bit of hype behind it. But otherwise, why would you know about it if there's no hype or no crazy gains? Some people that I know, they actually buy Biggest Losers. Can't recommend that. But like I was saying at the start, which are some of my top meme coins, huh? Well, I've said this many times, but I really buy a lot of meme coins. I circulate them all the time, and I've got most of the coins you see here, or I've held them at least at some point in the past for a little bit. Right now, a lot of what I'm focusing on is these BRC20 meme coins. I'd say most things launching on there now, maybe except for Multibit, is all meme coins, jokes, and garbage. You know, the BRC20, BRC100, actually, both of them. Just anything ordinal related. A lot of it is just purely jokes, purely degenerate, but I'm putting a lot of effort into understanding it fully because for me, it was a learning curve. So just minting out a lot of these fresh new things because a lot of it is free. It only costs a Bitcoin fee to send. Here's something that was interesting before, but it already launched. And for the most part, I share it over on Twitter whenever I'm buying into these stupid ass things. Some of them are not even meme coins, by the way. 𝗕𝗏's not a meme coin. This one I bought into a while back and it's doing pretty well. I think I posted it a few days ago, 450K market cap. I think now it's at 800K market cap, so it doubled roughly. This GGG one, I don't know how it's doing, but it was like $17 in the last run. A lot of my friends are talking about it. I think it's worth a buy. And again, I'm not saying this for you guys. Please don't just follow me. I'm just saying some stuff that I'm going for and kind of how I approach these things. This was a sale, not a meme coin at all. Sync was a pretty good buy. We talked about it at 3.6 cents. It could also not be a meme coin, but I think it is. Anyway, then a little bit back was at 7.2 cents, so we also doubled our money there. And we can talk about coins like 𝗓𝗪𝗏, which right now are not doing so well, but we all bought at 2 cents. And I think the highest point was 16 cents, so it was like an 8x. And for the most part, it's just either you guys in the comments, friends of friends, and trust me guys, I get yeeted sometimes too. I get scammed sometimes. Most that we just saw were the Ethereum ones. One on AVAX that was really popular. Yeah, I almost don't want to say it, but that's the one, 𝗕𝗃𝗀𝗃. But then we kind of got rugged there. It was a really interesting endeavor, but that was a pretty good return as well. Funny enough, it's still actually pretty huge. Yeah, matter of fact, look at that, like 10,000%. But I think, I'm not sure what point I bought into. I think it was also like a 10, 20x, 30x. I don't remember exactly. Pretty good number. And like I was saying, for the most part, I'm just trying to look on Solana right now for all these new things to buy. I'm seeing some of these come by that I have not even bought into, but I'm looking into it. And if you guys got recommendations, please, please, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Again, most things that people share in the comments are just scams and stupid, but at least I take it into consideration. And if I see it a lot everywhere, yeah, I just sometimes buy in, go pretty crazy. But to people that are completely new and thinking, where do I begin with all this? I'd highly recommend to just start your journey with some of the more prominent ones. At least you can get a feel for it. So a Dogecoin, a Shiba Inu. These two will probably do well in almost every single meme run going forward. And for the bull run, they're pretty safe bets. Now, the lower you go, the riskier you get, but I can't recommend anything, I'm not your financial advisor, but buying these at such high price points. I'd personally just go for things that are launching new because at least there's a chance of making crazy money. These, they might do well, but it's literally that type of work, but they've got a good chance of just never making it big again. Some will, some definitely will. But the risk reward is so much better with new launches, new things coming up, or buying into the crazy momentum. So buying when something's up a ton, hoping it's going to go up more as the market's obviously accepting it and picking it up. As I've said, I've held a lot of these tokens you're seeing here. I've literally most of these tokens I've had at some point or I've made videos about even. And I know for a fact that some of them will never come back up. So it's not necessarily worth going completely crazy on some of the lower ones. If you want some simple exposure, it's going to be the ones that are listed on exchanges. And how much money can you make with all this? Well, we've definitely had some good results. Shiba Inu, I'm not sure exactly on the numbers anymore. It was either 1,000 or 100 that we started with. And I'm not sure if we cashed out 50,000, then it became worth a ton more, or the total profit was 50,000. But it was a pretty good return on Shiba Inu. 𝗵𝗵𝗃, we had a very good run on. BONK, we had a okay run on. I think we only doubled or tripled our money. I don't remember. Yeah, this one we made crazy amounts of money with. This one I held in the past. I've talked about it on Twitter a few times. This one I talked about on YouTube video one time. This one I see come by a lot. Yeah, some I don't even want to mention anymore. Anyway, I know a lot of these, we've made good money with them, and the money potential is pretty limitless because you could just get lucky buying the right one today, and all of a sudden it makes you crazy amounts of money, especially now that things like Solana meme coins are just so hot. I'd personally recommend more so looking for Solana than something like Ethereum, but I'd also recommend buying these coins. Again, this is not financial advice. These are just my own thoughts. Whenever the coin itself is pumping, so if you're buying coins on Solana, you first take a look at whether or not Solana is doing well. Well, right now that is the case. It's up 5% today, 4% in the hour. So right now is a very good time, right now, to buy into Solana meme coins, because if the main chain is pumping and doing good, the meme coins do even better. And it can be just looking through different parts of DEX tools, just kind of figure it out, go with the flow for a little bit. At least you have some points as to where to start, where to check things. And I might have to make a more in-depth tutorial. This is just to give you guys some idea. And where you buy and sell them, if you don't know, then please just be very careful and research more. But I'll give you a little rundown. For Binance Smart Chain type of coins, which I never buy meme coins on, for the most part I use PancakeSwap. For Solana, Radium, you can use, I'd personally go for. And for Ethereum, For the most part, I just use Uniswap, or if you want everything in one, I guess 1inch might be nice. And then for BRC, it's a completely different story. It's a longer story. Anyway, you guys got a little idea. I'll have to explain this a lot more because it's actually, now that I'm talking about it, pretty difficult as to what comes into a meme coin and how to find them early. But my biggest tip, as I said, is join different communities, see what the people are hyping up, and try to get yourself a whitelist spot and allocation, things of that sort. Because even though the chances of making it are still not the best, if you do end up making it, it's pretty crazy returns, which is why people even try. And also, see it as a fun experience. See it as a, might make some crazy money here type of experience. Don't see it as serious investing because it's different. And also know that you don't have to be the first one buying. If you notice a pattern, very often it does continue as long as the main hype is there, which you can sometimes see from the socials. Anyway, those are just some of my thoughts. I'm buying into Solana meme coins right now, a lot of them, because you can see right now it's pumping. Right now Solana is pumping, so yeah, just buying a ton of different things. If you can, try to get into pre-sales of these things, but that obviously is hard. You have to know the right people, which you'll get to know as you commit yourself to the community. And just know if you get scammed once or twice, that's the game. And I can tell you so much more, but there's too much information for just one tiny video about how to check contracts, how to add the tokens to your MetaMask, for example, how exactly it works to swap them. But if you guys are very much interested, make sure you just press that like button. And perhaps we'll go for a more in-depth guide. This is just to give you guys an introductory part on these memes. And again, there's nothing really going in the back end of them. Some want to make a game. Some want to make this, that. No, for the most part, it's just jokes and whatnot. So remember that. But as I said, have fun. And that was it for this video.